Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Average Channel. I think I've decided to call it the Average Channel, not the Average Company. It might depend on the situation. You know, Average Company sounds better for like marketing and stuff, but then it feels weird when I start a video and say, welcome to the Average Company. Anyway, Average Channel, here we go. We're back here working on the 77 GMC. Finally got back to it in the last episode. We got the crank turning, got oil topped off, or changed the oil, got the oil topped off again. And now we're ready to put the battery, hook up the battery, make sure everything works, test my plow, make sure my plow moves up and down based on, the new battery being in there. And then we'll go from there. I'm excited. I'm excited to get the battery in and then test the fuel pump. I've been saying that for a few episodes now. And finally there. Finally at the point that we can test it. So that's the goal for today. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to cover for the intro here. I'm doing this new setup. Took me a while, I'll be honest, to get this whole thing stood up, and maybe I'll take a picture of it and show you what I'm working with now. But I've got better lighting, as you can tell. I'm on the inside of the truck now, and I've got a camera in here, and I've got a camera in the engine bay now, of course. So I'm going to try this whole 2-camera setup thing and see how that goes. I've edited 2 videos, part 1 and part 2 of the first day, the first episode really, just split into 2 parts. I've edited both of those, and it's been a process, learning curve for sure. It's been a learning curve and a process. I'm getting better at finishing my thoughts, okay? But yeah, we'll get going here. I'll show you what I've got set up now. It's slightly less janky than the first setup, and I think it's going to work better. We'll see. Okay, so the goal for today, hook up the battery, easy. Disconnect anything that'll give me a spark to the spark plugs. Because if you remember, we put the spark plugs back in after we got the engine cranking and turning over manually. And so we'll disconnect the cable going from the ignition coil to the distributor. And then we'll crank her over, and as long as she turns, we should be able to test and see how much gas it's spitting out of that fuel pump. One note on the distributor, I'm going to have to retime it. I've learned since the first day when I took the distributor off that adjusting the distributor clockwise or counterclockwise adjusts the timing, right? So I didn't mark where it came off. I kind of eyeballed it when I put it back on, and it had been a couple of days since I'd done that. So we're going to figure it out from there. I might have to go get a timing light to time this thing, get her set back to factory spec, and then we can adjust it from there. But then we'll figure it out after that. I think that's about it. We'll get going here. I was about to say we're going to get our hands dirty, but they're already dirty. I did the oil in my F-150 earlier today. Now I'm finally getting back to this one. Yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so down here there's a chunk of the insulation missing, which is wonderful. So I'm actually going to come tape this before I do anything. I just now noticed that, and I think there's more down below. So before I get this hooked up, let's tape it off. I'm going to have to replace it. Electrical tape will solve the problem temporarily, but not forever. So, okay, I'll be back. Don't go anywhere. Okay, I'm back. Got the tape. Let's tape this off, and I'm gonna have to get in there and tape that lower part. Get this jug out of the way. That's gonna be my catch jug for when we test the output of the fuel pump. Boy, this tape is stuck on there good. But I'm excited to test that fuel pump. We'll see what she does. Okay. Got it. Let's see if I can do this without accidentally touching it to the battery and shocking myself. Well, that was a lengthy process for hooking up the battery. Okay, now you're moved. All right. That's how it goes, I suppose, for this. Okay, now let's get this battery hooked up. Okay, so I know there's a right order to this. Ground first. Let's do this. Right? Is that how I want to do this? I graduated with an electrical engineering degree. You would think I would know which order to hook up a battery. But for some reason, this is one of those knowledge gaps that always evades me. I'm going to put my gloves on while I think it's cold. But ground first. No. Positive first. Positive first. Because if ground or negative doesn't touch anything, then there's no circuit, I think. It's also harder to do things when, get out here. There's a spark, let me know. It's harder to do things when there's an audience. You know, whether it's somebody just standing and watching, or whether I'm being recorded like I am right now, and potentially viewed by tens of people. Maybe. Anyway, I feel like it's tougher to think and have like a valid thought process while I'm being recorded or watched. It took a long time to say that. And again, see? Right there. It's difficult. My brain knows what I want to say. It doesn't always... Am I loose? See? Look at that. I was loosening this damn thing. My brain knows what I want to say. My brain can sometimes think, you know, critically. But for some reason, when I'm being watched and recorded, not so much. Okay. Is that seated all the way? There we go. Okay. I tried putting this the other way around when so that this black wire, see, look at that. So the negative wire here, you know, connection for the negative battery terminal, came around front the battery and underneath the positive wire. It just didn't seat right. The connector was upside down. I swear this must have been how it's been routed previously. That's kind of where it wants to sit. And that's dangerously close to the fan too. Let's do this. I just noticed the fan blade, since there's no shroud on it right now, the fan blade's getting close to this. So what we're gonna do here is not short these together. Well, nothing would happen, I guess. But do this. Yeah, I like that more. And then connect this to here. Like this. I like that more. Okay. Let's tighten this down. Then we'll get in, test the lights. I'm going to turn you around so you can see if the lights turn on or not when I get in there. Okay. Step one, I suppose, is done. Hello again. Admiring my handiwork here with my packing tape and saran wrap so the packing tape doesn't collect dust and stuff. Pretty cool, huh? All right, lights. Yeah! Okay, we've got lights. That part works. Do my brights work? That'd be kind of cool. They sure do. Maybe not. I didn't really see a difference. Oh yeah, there's a difference. Cool. There's going to be all kinds of electrical gremlins in this thing, so at least that works. I need to do more research and see why like my turn signals don't work. Probably just a blown fuse, but I got to do more research on these fuses. Okay, that part works. Let's go disconnect the distributor. Make sure we don't get sparks. So I did find out that right there is the, I just said it, hold on. It's part of the process of me thinking while I'm being recorded. That's the ignition coil, right? Which makes sense, you know. Ignition coil gets electricity to it, that shoots the spark over to the distributor, or the energy to the distributor. Distributor then takes that, runs the spark plugs. We won't need that. We don't need that at all, actually. So I'm just going to take that off completely, I think. And you know what? I have tape. I like this idea. I like this idea a lot. All right, we'll do this. And that's exposed, so let's do this. And then we're going to tape this guy with some electrical tape, just to be safe. We are pumping fuel out. At least that's the hope. Boy, do I hope we... Well, I don't know what I hope, to be honest. If we don't pump fuel out, then okay, cool. That's why it died on me and we couldn't really get it going anymore. Really bad timing. Happened to just die literally when I bought it. Right when I bought it. Fuel pump decided to go out. I think I did a few things, right? Vapor locked it. Definitely didn't help. Then the battery died. But I think the fuel pump is going to be bad. That's my suspicion, anyway. My very uneducated suspicion. For whatever it's worth. I'm trying to talk and tape at the same time. This very dusty and very dirty wire here doesn't really want to be taped, so that's really what I'm fighting at the moment. I don't know if this is really necessary. I have a sneaking suspicion it's not, but you know, better to be safe than sorry. So we're just gonna roll with it here. Basically, I just want to eliminate any chance for a spark to get out of the ignition coil or distributor. Sorry for the sniffles, it's cold. I don't know what it is. It's probably in the 20s, maybe low 30s. Good times. Okay, so that's what I did. Just taped it off. Don't know if that's necessary. We're gonna roll with it though. Put that back. Put this approximately where it goes. Cool. All right. Done with the tape. Next step. So I did find a hose, which I think will serve our purpose here. And we know the battery works. So either I'm hunting down fuses to see why our starter won't work, or our starter will work. Really hoping it's going to be that the starter is going to work. Alright, get this on here. I wonder if I can seal this off a little bit. Well, let's do it this way. A little bit wider. I just want to try to promote the gas to go into my jug. You know, not on to the rest of the engine here. Okay, that's going in my jug. That's an ice melt jug that I conveniently ran out of today. I've got a gas can over here. This jug has a little bit of a wider hole, and excuse me, a little bit wider hole for the opening, and it's a little clearer. So I just want to see, or try to see, how much gas we shoot in here. Try to keep this away from the rotating alternator. Okay, so that's good. We'll be fine with the gas in there for the moment when it gets spit out in there, hopefully. And I think that's it. Pulled that, got battery, disconnected the hose to the carburetor. Okay, I guess there's nothing left but to try it. Don't know, seems suspicious for some reason. All right. let's get to it. Okay, let's give this a shot. Well, good thing we had chocks on. It was in gear. That moved us. Brake is on now. I thought my e-brake was on. My e-brake was on. Okay, well, let's try this again. Starter ran, so that's good. I saw something poof out there. I'm hoping that's gas, or maybe just dust from the fan. The other camera would have gotten it. Let's go look. I am now in neutral. We're learning. Okay, super happy that that turned. That was good. Engine turned. There's no gas. No gas. I guess I do have the vacuum gauge, which is also doubles as a pressure gauge, I'm told. We can test that. Let's do that again, and let's run it for longer. I'm excited. That was good. All right, let's see if that puff happens again. I'm hoping that's dust, but don't know. All right, I'm gonna try to run this for a little longer. I'm going to try to run this for a little longer. Sorry if that's obnoxious. I'm trying. Here we go. Okay, there should now be fuel in the jug. From what I looked up, what did I look up? I'll have to post it again. There's a certain amount of fuel that should be pushed out of there per minute. I'm making all of this up. Let me Google it, and then I'll get back to you. But let's go see. We are bone dry. I guess we're taking off a fuel pump. Okay, let me go Google that, and then we'll figure out how much we should have pushed out. Okay, so the small block Chevy should be putting out 130 gallons per hour, or 16 psi. So I do have that pressure gauge. Thanks again, Dad. That we can go test. So we could do that. Should be 16 psi. Did I say that already? I think I said that already. But let's do the math, right? Gallons per hour, which we can reduce that to per minute or even per half minute. So 130 gallons per hour, 4 liters per gallon, right? Liters per gallon. 4 quarts per gallon. Is that what it is? There's something 4 per gallon. Again, on the spotlight, literally. There's a spotlight literally right here above my camera. Quarts per gallon? It's 4 quarts. It's quarts. Okay, so 4 quarts per gallon, which means 130 times 4. Oops, 130 times 4 gives us 520. That's 520 quarts per hour. So divide that by 60 to give us quarts per minute. That's 8.66 repeating quarts per minute. And if we divide that again by 2, that should give us quarts per half minute. Let's divide it by 6, actually. That gives us quarts per 10 seconds. If this math works, I don't know fluid dynamics, if that pans out, if that's correct. My mechanical engineer friends, let me know if that works. But if I divide that by 6, because I'm already on minutes, divided by 6, I should get 1 quart per 10 seconds? That doesn't seem right. I guess we're going to test with the pressure tester. Okay, let's do that. Okay. Let's see. What do we got for fittings here? So, this guy just a hose here. Okay. And then that connects. So I wonder if this is a. I don't want to bend that metal hose very much. As little as possible. Yeah, that jug is bone dry. Okay. Let's see. Will this fit? No. Okay. I've got just a bunch of metal fittings here. I need to have something that, like, I don't know that I'll be able to do this. I may end up just buying a new fuel pump. Okay, so I've got this. Hold on. I've got this fitting here. That's not going to work. It's not going to ever make a seal. It's just brass. This is also just brass. It's never going to make a seal against that. I really just need a rubber fitting. That's what I need. But I don't know that that's going to happen. This gave me hope, but I don't think this is going to fit over the flared side, and then I have this little T. And if I had a hose, I do have a hose, but it's the inlet to the fuel pump, not the outlet. So now I have to do more research, right? I basically have to figure out, this thing should be pushing out pressure, should be pushing out fuel. So do I have a block? Am I even getting fuel to the fuel pump? I mean, that's a question. And there's a hose clamp down there that I can pull, so I can just kind of see if there's even fuel there. But this fuel pump looks original, and I don't think I'm getting any fuel to it, or getting any fuel out of it. Yeah, boy. I don't know what to do at this point, to be honest with you. I'm thinking this is where we cut the video, and then we pan forward. Yeah, that's not going to fit. We pan forward to where I figured something out. Let me put these fittings back so I don't lose them. Okay. Need to regroup and plan here. There's a hose. We're here. Let's do it. Let's pull this hose off. Let's see if there's fuel in it. My guess is that, well, see, there's the thing. If it's a bad fuel pump, would there even be fuel being pulled from the fuel tank? I don't think so. If the fuel pump's bad, then there's no suction, right? Which means we're not going to be pulling fuel from the fuel tank, which means nothing. No bang, no spark. Well, spark, but no boom. Well, that's unfortunate. See, what's the move here? Do we pull off the fuel pump and just replace it and go from there? It's only 20 bucks, I suppose, but then again, we're on a budget here. I need to do more research tonight. I got to figure out, because let me go inside and I'll talk through that process. 1 second. All right, so I started. I wasn't ready to go. My brain thought I was, but my mouth was just like, nah, man. Nah. Okay, so we tested the fuel pump, right? Kind of. So we got in there, ran the engine, nothing really happened, right? No fuel came out. So here's the thing that I'm wrestling with at the moment. I don't know enough about it right now, so I have to do more research on it. But if the fuel pump is bad, right, obviously it's not going to push fuel out. So that's one symptom that we have. That we know that at this point. Fuel is not going. Okay, big deal. we have a problem then on the fuel system. If the fuel pump is bad, does that mean that it will also not pull fuel from the gas tank, right? Pretty sure there's gas in the gas tank. That didn't occur to me till now. I can double check that. My fuel gauge says full, but who the hell knows what that means, if that's even accurate. But that's the thing I'm wrestling with at the moment, right? If it's a bad fuel pump, does that mean that it will also not pull fuel from the fuel tank? Or is there just a clog somewhere in the fuel system, and that's why we can't get fuel to the fuel pump, right? So I almost have to do some diagnosis just by purely swapping parts out at this point, right? So if we put the fuel pump in there, the new fuel pump in there, and we still have the same symptoms, then we know there's a clog and we didn't need to replace the fuel pump, right? But I don't know any other way of testing that, right? Like, I don't know a way of trying to suck fuel in without using the fuel pump. I'm pretty sure there's no sender unit on these old, K20 pickups, and that's what I'm wrestling with at the moment. I should just go buy the part. I think it's $20, not that big of a deal. I was pretty sure I was gonna have to buy it anyway, but I think that's what we got to do. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong and there's a better way of doing this. I don't know it at the moment, but it'd be nice to know. And again, if you're watching this, it's 2023 right now, January 2023, which is why it's cold. If you're watching this years later, months later, I probably figured it out by now. Thanks anyway. I appreciate the input, but I probably figured it out and moved on. Okay. I'm happy the engine turns. Battery was the problem there. No electrical gremlins to really go out and try to sort out. And it's a mechanical fuel pump, by the way, so no electrical gremlins there. It's pretty bare bones and as simple as it gets as far as that's concerned. So that's the goal. Next, more research, figure it out. Probably will buy a fuel pump here shortly. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following me on this journey, and let me know if you have input. I'd love it, please. I'd love input on this. I did join some Facebook forums today for, square body Chevys, GMCs, 73 and on. What is it, 73 to 86? Don't quote me on that. That's probably wrong. Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Catch you next time. Oh. Plow doesn't work, by the way. So that's cool. That's cool. More stuff to figure out.